Welcome Gemini, it's February 2016, Dadhichi here with your brief but hopefully useful sun sign overview. Fear, I would like to think, is a theme that we should look at this month. Why I say that is because Saturn, the planet I've referred to quite a bit in the last few months for you and for those of you that are new. I'm trying to make this a little more thematic. I will address some of the important transits for the month, but fear is usually associated with planets such as Saturn, which is in the foreground of your horoscope at the moment and will be for some time. Maybe it was this morning a little more in the foreground. And the other one is the North Node, or what we call Rahu, currently transiting the foreground or fourth house of your horoscope in conjunction with Jupiter. So this fear is, not fear of mice or any phobias like that. This is more associated with what I'm seeing there in your eighth house of psychological transformation, self-transformation. Venus, Pluto and Mercury currently transiting that area and having a very powerful 120 degree aspect, or what we call a trine aspect, from Jupiter in this fourth house with Rahu, that planet of fear. So the opportunities are there for you this month to really get down deep into that part of your psyche that may have been holding you back. Fear is usually the thing that holds us back. And there's no doubt, having Saturn transiting this seventh house of your horoscope, the relationships component of your life, that department of your life relating to the most intimate relationships, that fear of going into the heart of the problem is a big one. Let me give you an example. I was married for 30 years. I had two children. They've grown up now. But for at least the last 10 or 12 years of that marriage, I think we both knew that there was nothing much left there, and this is the case with many people. The fear of change, the fear of moving in a new direction, the fear of loss, what's being built up. All of these sorts of traditional and cultural and religious and philosophical concepts play out in our psyche. And they are massively big walls stopping. And they don't necessarily stop us, but they do a very good job of helping us justify why we can't change, why we can't move forward in life. But that's my experience, and I know from doing thousands of horoscopes that generally that is the underlying reason for why many other people don't make that shift, that change. And so this month I'd ask you to use the power of this conjunction of Venus and Pluto, perfect conjunction forming around the 6th. Then on the 9th, we see the new moon, 9th or 10th, thereabouts. We see the conjunction of the transiting moon with transiting sun, and so the first few days after that, 9, 10, 11, we see this new moon. Opportunity for change, opportunity to turn over a new leaf, taking place in your 9th house. 9th house is the past. Most astrologers refer to it as the house of higher learning and philosophy, and the usual catchwords. But it is the past. In Vedic astrology, the astrology I've studied for 30 years, we look at this as the past. A new moon is really a way for you to look at the past with fresh eyes, if you have to look at it at all. I always say the past is a graveyard. There's nothing alive there, wandering around the graveyard. Give that up I mean, we have to take note of the past, and you can learn from the past, but don't worry about it, regret it. It's time for you now to understand through this 8th house mechanism of these planets. Pluto, the transformative planet, that's all to do with sexuality, intimacy. Saturn in the house of relationships, partnerships. Really shaking things up there in that area of your life. So that new moon after that 9th shows you can release yourself from the past. Look at the past in a different way. And certainly work to rejuvenating your inner self and overcoming these fears that are obstructing you, stopping you from making decisions you have to make. You can do it. You can do it. So, yeah, you've got to say to yourself, I can do it. Trust me, it took me 10, 12, 13 years to actually muster up the strength to say, you know what? I can and I must do this, and that moment of release is quite amazing. There's a little trick I can give you there, and it's to project yourself forward in time to that last breath of your life where you're really going to let go of everything, including your own body. So one of my masters once said to me, live every moment as if it's your last. Once you not just intellectually, once you intuitively and practically start living life from that perspective, you realize nothing's yours, you're not taking anything with you, everything that's come is going to go anyhow. So it makes it just that little bit easier to take the jump. It reminds me of when I was a kid standing on the edge of that platform at the local swimming pool. It took me about a year to muster up the courage to jump. I guess my past marriage was like that. In fact, even current stuff that's happening to me is like that. It's always going to be like that. Every moment is like that, really. Do you have the strength and the vision and the sense of adventure, really, to step into the next moment, not carrying the last moment with you? That, I think, is what is at the heart of your self at the moment. I hope that gives you a bit of a hand. I haven't dwelt too much on all these other transits. You know, you do have the Moon and Mars starting out in the 6th house. There'll be some work issues for you. This is all against that backdrop of fear and letting go. We might be able to apply this to some of your work. Around the, let's have a look at that. Around the 19th, we see the Sun moving to a wonderful position in your workplace, moving to your 10th house. Bit of a problem there. It'll transit over the position in Neptune later in the month, around the 27th. That follows the full moon that's taking place in the sign of Virgo for you. That's your 4th house. So towards the very end of the month, some issues associated with family, your home and domestics. But I hope you take to heart what I said. Let's work a little bit more on that over the next couple of months. I'm going to be working on some remedial astrology with you if you want to join me, and not just talking about all the problems that are there, but actual practical techniques of how you can make that work for you and you can overcome those problems. Check out more of this at astrology.com.au. We've got a more detailed day-by-day analysis if that's what you're after. But I hope to see you here again next month. Take care. Look after yourself. Bye-bye.